Welcome back to No Man's Land for episode 7 with me, Farm Sim Snowy. Welcome back everyone. Just moving a few things around in the shed, tinkering with a few things here and there because I was bored, but now you're back. Since the last episode I've been a very busy boy. As you'll see top right, our money's gone up a fair bit because I actually finally finished cutting down the rest of the trees. I've got rid of all the stumps. I've sold off most of the wood, but I have kept some logs back because I am working on a secret project which will be revealed in a future episode, but for now it's a secret, so you'll have to stay tuned. So our soybeans are now ready to harvest, and if we go into our sale prices, soybeans are currently going up, so I think we'll keep hold of them until they get to their maximum, whatever they stop at, and then we'll sell. Also, these 3 fields, if we go back on here, they're growing and they're ready to be fertilized for the second stage, so we can crack on with that. In fact, I'll probably do the fertilizing first before the harvesting. But what I am going to do, if we jump in the fence, just drop that off. I'm going to put some narrow tyres on there just to be sure. I know we can drive over it in that state, but if they start, because where I've been so busy, I'm not sure how long they've been in that stage. So if they suddenly sprout up again as we're driving across, we could be in trouble. So I'm going to play it safe and we'll customize, and all we want to do is just change the wheels to narrows like that. Looks a bit odd, a bit funny, but it's not going to cost us anything, so we'll just change the wheels over just to keep it safe. So we need our fertilizer spreader, which we left over in our little shed over here. I'm really pleased the soybean prices are going up. That's pretty good timing. Like I said before, we want to get as much as we can from all of our crops. We've got 80% in there, that's pretty good. I just want to double check that we're on 45, which we're not. So that we can blitz these fields. I think last time I said if I got in the middle of this one, we might do this in one hit. I'm not so sure though. Let's give it a go. Let's zoom out a little bit. Oh, I don't know, it looks pretty good. I'll find out in a minute when I look at the map. Actually, that's a pretty good angle for all that area. Once we sell off the farmhouse and the smelly toilet and the fence, that's going to open that area right up. It already looks huge now. So what has that done to our field? Yeah, we got all of that, that's good. Apart from that dodgy little bit in the top right hand corner, I messed up on one of the episodes. But as soon as that needs liming, in fact when we make the field bigger, we can lime and plough all that together. Because I'm pretty sure after this harvest on these 3 fields, they're going to need ploughing and liming. So if we can get the field's extended at the same sort of time, we can run through all of them with the subsoiler again and then lime everything all in one hit kind of thing, if that makes sense. Chickens have made a right mess, they need cleaning up. That's another job. So we'll get this one done and then I think we'll go and harvest our soybeans. Yeah, it took me absolute ages to finish off those trees, but I'm glad it's done now. I'm not saying there's not going to be any more trees coming down, because those ones in the distance are going to have to come down because we're going to extend this field. And then some to our right there at the top, they're going to need to come down because I think they're right on our boundary, because we want to carry this field on in that straight line, sort of from there outwards. So some of these trees there are going to have to go, but that's all good. Right, let's have a quick look. I've missed a bit up the top. That's because I'm too busy talking. I've still got it on 45, so that's a massive overkill. We'll drop that down to 24. I just hope that price keeps going up and up for the soybeans, because that's going to be brilliant. Whether that stays at that price when these soybeans are ready to go, I don't know, but we can only hope. If I go somewhere from there, wasting our fertilizer now because I've missed silly little bits. Pretty much to the end, isn't it? And then what I'm also thinking, I mentioned it before, can't remember if it was the last episode or the episode before, I'd like to get us going into silage, because that is a good money maker. I'm thinking this bit here where our old shed was, we're going to put a little bunker silo for our grass or chaff, whatever we produce, and turn it into silage, so then it won't be in the way of our field when we extend it. So that's something else we can get into. And then any areas that we own that've got grass on it, we will mow it, but that means buying a mower or leasing a mower. I'd probably rather buy one, because I think that can be another sort of ongoing project. Oh, smack into our new seeder, that's good. So we'll drop that down there. Let's just double check all A-OK for that. Excellent. Right, I'll change the wheels and tyres back onto this, onto normal, and then we'll get on our harvester going. So change that back to, were we on wides before? I think we were, weren't we? I think wides look better than standard. Looks more mean. Right, harvester. Now, I'm not sure, like I said before, how our worker's going to fare on our new field, because it's not exactly square. We could probably do a couple of passes, do the headlands as they call it, I think we'll just do it ourselves because it's going to save us some money. So we'll start somewhere here, I think. This problem before, didn't we? It was already unfolded then, I just folded it back up. Okay. Right, we're good to go now. So I'll crack on with this and I shall see you when it's done. Last little strip to do. I'm loving this new harvester. She's a beauty. Not struggled at all. So that is that. Can we drive up to the tractor? I'm not sure if that's gonna take all of that trailer. There's a fair bit in there already. Just goes to show how big that field is, which is good. Is it gonna take it all? Hopefully. Ah, just a little bit left. So that should be 21,000 litres. Soybeans. Well, just over because there's a bit left in the combine. Prices are still going up, which is good. So we'll go and store this. And then hopefully what we get off of those two fields over there will add to it. Providing the prices don't go down, we'll have to keep our eye on them prices. So that'll be good, earning a bit more money. I think when I've got this second little bit out of the combine, we'll go around and tend to our chickens, I think. I'm not even sure how many we've got now. Let's have a quick look. 343. Yeah, so they're starting to get a little bit low on the food. But we've got 1,609 litres of eggs. And we're getting a chicken every 30 minutes. Which is pretty good. Desperately do with some more sell points though on this map. I think that's what we're going to do with the next plot that we buy. What we're going to put there though, I don't know. Right, so that's that done. The combine can stay over in that field for a second. I need the bucket. Pickup's right in an awkward place. Right, still got the bell forks on, so let's put them down. somewhere where we can see them again. And we're in need of a shed just to store some of this equipment that we've got. We're slowly building it up and we've got nowhere to put it. I mean, yeah, the shed we started off with was big, but when they're big like that, it's a pain when you've got machines and equipment at the back of the shed, and then you've got to try and get to it and dig it out. And I just prefer to have a couple of smaller, medium-sized sheds for all your stuff. So let's clean these up. That can go straight back in the trough. Like that. Yeah, the egg pallet container's filling up. Hopefully it won't take that pen to get fully maxed out to 500 if they're reproducing that quick. Right, I'm thinking, let's see if we can get a couple of sheds put in. I don't really want to do anything there on that area because we could mow that grass in a minute. Well, I'll say in a minute. In fact, that's what we were going to do, wasn't it? Right. Let's just move some of this equipment off. And just make a massive pile of it here. But I literally want to try and mow as much grass as we can if we're gonna get a silage bunker. Right, so we've got 115,000. Let's have a look at mowers. So if we have a look in here, I mean, I really like this setup. I use that quite a lot in some of my games, but our little Fent is not going to cope with that, and it's quite expensive because even though that says 55,000 there, really you want it in this configuration, the Vario BX, because that's what allows it to be to do swath dropping. You got like the little black conveyor belts there on the end, but that already adds 20,000 onto that, so then you're looking at 75 grand just for that rear mower. So these guys here aren't too bad. I think this does swath dropping. 70 horsepower required, 160. It's only 8.4. 10. See, that's the same. I'm pretty sure this does swath dropping, which is what we want because it's going to make it easier for us to collect it. I think we'll just lease that for now. And the front mower. Because it's not going to be a very regular thing, because I mean the grass has got to grow again. Right, I'll whiz down to the store and pick them up, and hopefully this little workhorse will tow it, be able to pull it. I'll see you back up here. Let's see what our little fence can do then. We'll unfold the front one. Now, I'm not sure if there's a I have used this before, but it was a long time ago. So there's no option there to change the swath dropping. So I'm kind of hoping that it's going to do it. Where's our boundary? About here, isn't it? So if we start the front one up and drop that. And then start that up, drop that. Please swath drop. Right, we're right on the edge there then. Now what is going on there? What does that do? Oh, there you go. I think by pressing L1 and the right stick down the bottom there on the help menus, kicked something over and changed it into that, which is what we want. I don't know why wouldn't it just say toggle work mode like some of the others do. Still, we're off minding our crops. I'll carry on doing this because I'm sure you don't want to sit through watching me do all this. I'll tell you what I'm going to do while you are watching is I want to get rid of that fence because it's going to go eventually. That'll make it easier for me. €197. Get out of here. Right, I'll carry on doing this and I'll see you when I'm done. It's just going to take me a while. I think I've finished. We'll show you on landscaping mode because it's a bit more zoomed out. So I've literally gone up as far as it would let me, I suppose, because if you hit your boundary like that and you've got a bit of grass there, it won't let you pick it up. So I've kind of stopped a little bit short of it, but I've done all this down here, as many little random bits as I could. A couple of little bits there. Didn't touch anything here because we're quite, I suppose I could have done a little bit, but it doesn't matter. This is all pretty much rubbish. This is where we started, so I've done all that. A couple of random little bits there, up and round there. All of that what you've seen, which is where we are now. All behind here. Again, pushed it as far as I could around those fields up to our chicken pen. In and around here, around, and because the light's starting to go a little bit, or the sun's going down, it's quite dark behind here, but I've done a couple of little strips there and then come back through here, and there's just tiny little random bits like either side of the wood chipper in this section here, but I'm not too worried about that. That's quite a lot we've done. So the next thing to do is to off-hire the lawnmowers, and we'll get a loading wagon. I've got my eye on one, I'll show you in a sec, and then we'll put a bunker silo in here somewhere, tight over to the sort of trees as much as we can, because the one I'm looking at, I'm not 100% sure of how much the capacity is for it. So if we go tight over to the trees and it isn't quite enough for us, we can always put another one next to it, hopefully. So loading wagons, because these are quite expensive, as you can see, but there is a nice old-fashioned one like this for €675. So if you have it in its folded capacity or configuration, sorry, it gives you 11,000 litre capacity. You have it unfolded, which I don't know why you wouldn't, because it doesn't cost anymore. It adds another 4,000 on the capacity and it doesn't cost you anything. So, and then we'll set up standard or 2 sets of wides. I love the fact that those second set of wide tyres cost nearly as much as the actual wagon itself, but I think we'll just stick to standard. They look okay. I'm happy with that. €675. Bargain. So we'll buy that because we can afford that. So what I'll do now is I'll pop down to the shop, the store, and off hire the mowers, and we'll pick our loading wagon up. I'll probably see you down at the shop. I'll bring you back in then so that you can have a look round our old-fashioned loading wagon with me. Right, I've off-hired the mowers, and here's our little loading wagon. And well cool with the wood effect. Love it. Little spring there, look, for the door, I'm guessing. That'll do us to start us off. You can't complain at 675 for 15,000 litres. Yeah, we'll probably end up having to do a few trips with it, but we're right by our farm, so that's fine. I'll see you back up there. I thought I'd start here because we need to clear that area for where our bunker silo is going to go. So let's see what this little thing's like. Hoping it picks up the full swath. Is that mower? I missed a little bit back there. That mower was okay, but it didn't swath it as well as what I thought. I'll just swing round and clear that other strip there. So like I say, it's going to take me a while to do this. Probably by the time I bring you back in, it'll be time to go to bed. But we'll see what happens. Let's just have a quick look at the prices. Soybeans are still going up, so that's good. Hopefully they won't go down overnight if we do end up going to sleep. I'll keep my eye on them as well though. So I'll carry on doing this because you don't want to watch all this. I think, like I said, a time lapse is going to be too much. So I'll see you when I'm nearly finished. Well, that took absolutely ages. think nearly 2 hours, but we've finally done it. And as I was doing this bit, this was my last bit, trying to pick up the grass, it's already started growing through already, so it made it more difficult for me to see what I was trying to pick up. So I've probably missed a couple of little bits here and there. I've just picked up the last little bits that were left over. We've got all this in here. I've no idea how much we've got in here, so I thought we'd do it together. And the next thing will be to compact it. So we'll probably take this trailer off. I'm hoping we don't need to buy a weight or anything. So I'm going to have to turn my help menu on, because that will tell us how much it's compacting or not. And it also should give us the capacity. And like I say, I've no idea how much we've got in there. Blimey, 270,365. That's brilliant. But we've only got 22% of compacting done. Because obviously I was driving over some of it as I was tipping it. And you do get the odd bit spilling out the front, so we'll probably have to get the bucket. We'll get up to 100% anyway, and we'll get the bucket. And scrape up some of the loose. I'm just hoping this tractor's heavy enough on its own. It's not going up mass amounts, but the only other option is to go down the store and get a weight. Which I think I probably will do, because we're only at 24%. So let's turn that off. Let's see what they've got down in the shop. So we want levelers. There's this one, which is like a roller. Oh, I should have some modded in stuff. That's quite expensive. That's the same as that, isn't it? Or is it a different version? I don't want nothing too wide, because that bunker silo is not very wide itself. So we could get that filled with water, which I'm obviously assuming's going to make it heavier. Or then we've got these, which I think you can get bigger. Yeah, even though the 2 meters up on the top left's not moving, they are. I think we're going to get this one with water. I'll lease it first, because if it's not very good, we can just send it back. And if it is good, we'll probably invest in one of them. So I'll go down and pick that up, and I'll see you back up here. Right, I'm back. I also got a weight for the front, so that should make us a lot heavier. So if we lower that, hopefully this will be quicker. Is it quicker? As long as we don't get stuck, because that happens sometimes. Done that loads of times on my maps before. In fact, I nearly got stuck with the loading wagon earlier. Because this is so thin, this bunker silo, it's piles it up quite high. Anyway, I'll get this up to 100%, and like I say, we'll probably have to clean the edges up either end. Right, so that's all done. Compacted there, 100%, 270,714. We've gained a little bit more because I cleaned both the ends up. So when we blanket that now for it to ferment, we shouldn't lose any. So if we do blanket silo, that should be all covered up now. Hopefully that will ferment overnight. Whether it's ready in the morning, I don't know, but that's a good amount we've got in there. Chuffed with that. Let's have a quick check on our soybean prices. They're still going up. So I think I'm going to risk it for a biscuit. And we'll call it there for this episode. And next time you come in, it'll be the morning. And hopefully we can sell those soybeans. We might even be able to harvest those 2 fields and sell those as well, hopefully at the same price. So hope you've enjoyed this episode. If you have, please give us a like, and if you haven't subscribed yet, then please do, and don't forget to hit the notification bell so you don't miss any future videos of mine. I've been Farm Sim Snowy. Stay frosty.